Good morning, sir. Good morning,
Morning.
sir.
Malavika,
Yes, sir.
please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Take 2 minutes, Malavika. Introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Sir, my name is Malavika Nair. I come from Kerala, Pathanamthitta district. I have done my graduation in chemical engineering from BITS Pilani, and presently I am in income tax IRS and posted in Mangaluru, sir.
Malavika,
Yes, sir.
where are you coming from now?
Right now I am coming from Mangalore, sir. I came to Delhi.
And in Delhi, where are you coming from?
I stay in the guest house.
How much time did it take?
Almost 45 minutes.
How's the weather outside?
It is not as cold as I expected it to be.
Okay. Now tell me, there are two things in life. One is creativity, when you want to do certain things in a different manner as it comes to your mind.
Yes.
And another aspect is standard operating procedure. Somebody tells you have to do this thing, this things. Now tell me, is standard operating procedure curbs creativity, or it is nothing like that? Both the things can go together. What is your opinion? And what is your opinion about applying these two concepts while you are in administration?
Sir, I think a standard operating procedure is in place as a result of someone's creativity, as about the best way to go about a situation after trial
But
and
the
error.
creativity has got no end. It can continue.
Yes, sir. So I feel it's a dialectic process. So when someone tries to implement that SOP and finds that there are certain ways in which we can improve, then we can improve the SOP, sir. So I think it goes in a dialectical manner rather than being completely opposite to each other. In administration, I think because the work is standardized, certain SOPs have to be put in place. But at the same time, they need to be updated based on the creativity as well as the changing circumstances, sir.
Ajay, tell me now, what technology is playing role in the governance? Is it providing an ease in the governance? And how do you substantiate your statement?
Yes, sir. Technology has the potential as well as it has proved that it can vastly improve governance. If I may take an example from my present service, we have invested, the department has invested a lot in technologies which is enabling to capture a lot of data as well as improve the processes and standardize the same, sir. So there is a lot of potential if technology is used in the right way.
What are the major 5 issues of Kerala which you as an administrator would like to focus upon?
Yes, sir. Sir, one is the present state of migration in Kerala. This is again related to the second problem where there is no manufacturing base in Kerala. Mostly it is a service-oriented industry. Thirdly, I would say despite having very high literacy levels and education, there is still lack of scientific temper among people in Kerala. So this needs to be improved upon. Fourthly, I think mental health issues are coming to be a prevalent problem. So one needs to consider that as well.
In Kerala, there have been occasions when it is affected by floods.
Yes, sir.
Suppose you are posted in the Kerala in administration. So what steps would you take before the warning for flood, during the flood and after the flood?
Sir, before the flood, the priority should be to identify the areas which are prone to flood, that is finding out the risk related. Then secondly, it will be to counter, so mostly it could be because of high population density, the rivers are being choked, or due to unscientific sand mining, etc., which is the case in my district. So such water bodies and spillways, etc., should be properly maintained so that water flow can be like there is no way in which water can pile up and create a flood situation. Secondly, then conducting frequent drills, mock drills, etc., will be improve preparedness before the flood. During the flood, the focus should be on prompt communication, effective communication with the people, and prompt rescue operations in priority, and providing relief to the victims during the flood. And after flood, it should be to build back the things which have been which have gone wrong, as well as equal priority to rehabilitation of the affected population.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Malavika, you are from Kerala.
Yes, sir.
Kerala is known as God's own country.
Yes, sir.
Why it is so?
Sir, I have heard two interpretations regarding this. One, the mythical origins of Kerala, where it was formed when God Parashuram threw the axe. That's how the land came up. Secondly, this was developed as a tagline for promoting tourism in Kerala, sir, in the early 1970s, which became popular later on.
Okay, fine. What do you know about the agricultural practices in Kerala?
Sir, primarily in Kerala, agriculture is carried out in the near the lowland areas, coastal areas, especially the below sea level farming of Kuttanad area is famous as a 𝐒𝐢𝐳𝐻 system. So
What type of agriculture we do in Kerala?
the primary focus is on rice agriculture. Like rice is the main crop that is done in the lowlands, and there are certain in the highlands areas there are also cultivation of spices, pepper, cardamom, etc.
You are a chemical engineer.
Yes, sir.
How do you see the scope of pharmaceuticals company? Can you do SWOT analysis?
Sir, from an India perspective.
Yeah.
Sir, I think the strengths will be already we have a good investment as well as presence in terms of the pharmaceutical industry. We are known as the pharmacy of the world. The policy of the government is also enabling that in terms of bulk drugs manufacture. Weakness would be, sir, further R&D is not properly, it should be like especially from private side as well should be improved. Then opportunities will be again, India can position itself as a supplier, especially to third world countries where they might not be able to afford it, a very expensive medicine. So that is the opportunity. We can also guide other countries in how to create their own industries as well. Threats will be, sir, the constant legal issues which is coming up with the IPR of big MNCs, sir.
Okay, fine. My last question, how do you compare the status of women in Kerala and Rajasthan?
Sir, if I may observe it in different dimensions, I think in terms of education and health, perhaps women in Kerala will fare much better. Then in terms of I do not have the exact data, but maybe in terms of the lifespan also this might help. Secondly, due to higher education levels, the age of marriage might probably be delayed, whereas there are more instances of child marriage in Rajasthan. Coming to social status, Rajasthan has a more different kind of patriarchal setup, while I would say Kerala has also a patriarchal setup as well, sir. So despite high education and empowerment is not that substantial, I would feel. So in that case, maybe different, but not necessarily better.
Thank you.
Malavika, in Kerala there is a very important project, rail project is going on. That is 𝐾 Silver Line project.
Yes, sir.
What do you know about this project? What is the cost of the project and the objective and advantage of this project?
Sir, I do not recollect the exact figure of the cost of the project, but the idea of Silver Line is to connect Kerala, and since Kerala is a long stretch of land which is going from north to south, it is to connect the two extreme ends. Now by road it will take around more than almost, it's an overnight journey to
To
go from
extreme end, which ends it will connect?
from Trivandrum, the capital, to Kasaragod, sir.
How much the time will be reduced by this?
Sir,
And what is the expectation of the travelers per day?
Sir, I believe they expect it to cover it around at 4 to 5 hours, sir.
Is it a joint project of Government of India and Kerala?
I do not know about the specifics, sir.
Okay. Malavika, is one important thing I was reading. We have guided missile but misguided man.
Yes, sir.
Can you elaborate it? What does it mean?
Sir, if I look at that sentence in two parts, I think the guided missile points to our development in technology, where we are able to independently guide a message by merely providing the code for it. But misguided men would be alluring to the fact that despite the improvement of technology, we might not be using it for the good of humanity.
Okay. The scientific development has outreached the spirituality in man, I think.
Yes, sir. I would
Morality
agree.
in man.
Yes, sir.
That's true. What is a non-economic activity? Activity is there, but it's a non-economic activity. We see daily in our life. Can you give an example of this?
Sir, I've never come across this term exactly, but
Your mother cook the food. What
yes,
is that? Is a non-economic activity?
yes, sir.
It's very simple. Okay. What is a, since sociology is your subject, what is a social movement? How you define a social movement in terms?
Sir, social movement is a sustained collective action for either bringing about a social change or even resisting one.
Either?
It can be to bring about a social change, for example, the Industrial Revolution, French Revolution, or it can be to resist a particular social change as well, sir.
My last question to you from international relation. Do you know something about what is happening about our neighboring countries? Yesterday, day before yesterday, there was blast in Pakistan, Karachi.
Okay.
Have you read about it?
Yes, sir. I believe it was by Tehreek-e-Taliban.
What is Tehreek-e-Taliban? And how it is different from ISIS Khorasan? There are so many groups operating.
Yes, sir. Sir, I know that Tehreek-e-Taliban is against the Pakistani government in its orientation. I'm not clear about the IIS.
Have you heard of Tehreek-e-Labbaik?
No, sir. No, sir.
There is a beautiful Sanskrit play which starts with your name. Can you name that drama?
Yes, sir. It's Malavika Mitram, written by Kalidas.
Excellent. Now tell me, bureaucracy is supposed to be faceless. Agree with me?
Sir, bureaucracy can be made faceless
It
to a
has to be
certain
faceless.
extent. Yes, sir.
Normally, under the Indian democracy, it has to be faceless.
Yes, sir. To a certain extent, I agree, sir.
Why? What are the reasons where you disagree?
Sir, in certain functions that the bureaucracy might carry out, it might need an interface with the people it is working with. So,
Like?
so the functions need to be divided into functions which can be made faceless and the functions which might need that jurisdictional contact. For example, in income tax department, they have made assessments faceless, but there are a lot of other functions which require that jurisdiction, which is kept out of the faceless system, sir.
Okay, there also they know you by your designation, not by the name. Correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
it can be anyone, XYZ, who's working there. Now,
Yes,
how
sir.
do you see the current forays into social media by some of our officers? Do you think it is good, bad? What is your assessment?
Yes. Sir, the positives to that is that through social media, bureaucrats can reach out to a good large number of younger population, and this has also been effectively utilized by certain bureaucrats. As an example, in Kerala, when the floods was going on in my district, Pathanamthitta, the collector used to give routine updates so that there is no misinformation circulating through WhatsApp. So it can be utilized in that way as well. But I do agree there is a negative way in which people can use it for their own personal improving of status. This should be exercised by the bureaucrats. They should be cautious while using that, sir.
Okay. Now, what do you think of an encounter by police?
Sir, I believe it's an extra legal mechanism which should not be allowed in a democracy.
Does it violate human right?
Yes, sir, it does.
Okay. In what way suppose if I say that the criminal has violated the human right of the others, fellow citizens or of the police, and he deserves the same thing, do you agree or disagree?
Sir, I disagree because in modern democratic systems, we have legal systems which look into that. Secondly, it is not based on a tit-for-tat mechanism or it's not a revenge-based justice system. There is a system which evaluates that based on the legal procedures and then goes for it, sir.
My last question to you, what is this Kung Fu green belt? What it is?
Sir, Kung Fu is the martial art followed in China.
It is written together, Kung Fu green belt.
Sir, a green belt denotes to the level to which I was trained in that art form, sir.
Perfect, thank you. I thought some other connotation of green belt. I thought there is something new in the green belt. Plants which do Kung Fu. Good.
Malavika.
Yes, sir.
Malavika, since you are in income tax right now, how many months have you spent there?
Sir, I was posted in May, but in between I was sent for a special foundation course. So
little time, not much, but I'm sure they would have spoken to you about the principles of taxation. Why taxation? Yes?
Yes.
Did they tell you how taxation started? What compelled the societies to go for taxation? Because in history, the taxation was not really a great favorite of societies. It was seen as extortion by the ruler. Yes? What really transformed that thought from taxation considered as extortion by the ruler to an essential part of society or governance?
Okay. Sir, as you mentioned, there was always instances of taxation. If we look at ancient India, there were taxes called bali, which was collected by the kings, and people were obligated.
Mainly for maintaining armed forces and security.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Which was by an ordinary person always seen as a burden or misuse of power, because you have the army, you can come and take tax from me.
Yes. Yes.
But then over years it transformed into an acceptable social practice or socio-economic practice. What happened? What was the argument?
Sir, I believe the functions of the government changed, not just from...
Functions of the government changed. And what was that major change?
not
For
just...
example, the colonial powers, they were also taxing us.
Yes.
But that was seen as extortion.
Yes.
Mostly, right? Alright, now tell me, how the changing government systems change the perception?
Yes, sir. Sir, so from merely collecting the taxes to defend the territory and waging wars, the functions expanded to bringing about social welfare, spending for the...
Social welfare. Any trigger point where the system was finally fully established?
Sir, I'm not. Sir, I'm
You're
not
not
aware to the specific instance
You're
you are referring.
Again, in taxation, we use a term called progressive taxation.
Yes, sir.
What is progressive taxation?
Progressive taxation is the principle by which, depending upon the level of income you earn, you are taxed accordingly. So this is
And why this principle?
because, sir, not everyone will be able to contribute equally to the tax kitty, sir.
And what is the component in progressive taxation? How do you look at the share of direct taxation vis-a-vis indirect taxation?
Sir, direct taxes are progressive by nature because it classifies you into income brackets in India.
In
sir.
India, tell me what is the share in the total kitty of direct and indirect taxes, percentage-wise?
Sir, exact figures I'm not aware, sir.
You're not aware. Again, there are two expressions which are, in fact, even in this BBC survey by tax department, I was reading a newspaper. They said there have been instances of transfer pricing. Now, I was a bit confused because normally transfer pricing would apply to manufacturing and commercial services, right? Not in a news room. What is transfer pricing?
Sir, transfer pricing is the concept which is applied in terms of international transactions between two related parties.
Would it be only international or it could also be domestic?
Domestic also, it mostly
Could
it
be
is,
domestic also,
yes,
right?
Sir.
Now,
Yes,
what
sir.
happens in transfer pricing?
What is the issue is that I can create multiple entities as subsidiary companies and weave a web of multiple transactions by which I can shift my profits here and there.
And why do you shift profits?
Because the taxation regimes are different in different territories.
Exactly. Now, what kind of transfer pricing BBC would have done? Just imagine, I have no idea. You have no idea. But just imagine as a tax person.
Sir, I am not aware of the exact facts with BBC, but it is possible they might have some subsidiaries placed in certain tax havens through which they
But
can.
what income of BBC would be taxable? Because it's not literally not a commercial organization. They are funded by public money, in fact.
Yes, sir.
Their funds come from exchequer, in fact. And they are voted in the British Parliament.
Yes, sir.
And the contribution doesn't come from the government. It's paid by people, in fact.
Okay, sir.
So what kind of transfer pricing can they get involved in?
Sir, I'm not sure what
Little question now, since you are trying to shift from IT to civil services, which means IAS. That's your only preference. You know, there is again a very strong expression, justice should not only be done but should also appear to have been done. Yes?
Yes, sir.
What was the appearance that we gave in this whole exercise? The justice is being denied
Sir,
or being done? BBC operation. It could have been done quietly, easily. Yeah. But why such a scene was created that it became as if the justice is being denied? All over the world, the news went. BBC being kind of as if they are being attacked by tax authorities. Two officers could have gone quietly there, said, all right, we just want to check your books.
Sir,
Why a whole 40-member team had to go overnight, 24/7, darwaze band, ye karo, wo karo?
Sir, because as you mentioned, BBC is world famous.
Exactly.
So that can bring, if any action is taken on them, that can bring
No,
new
the
attention.
methodology of action I'm questioning.
Yes, sir.
It could have been done quietly.
Secondly, it was a survey action which was initiated on BBC. So survey action.
On the other hand, for example, I don't see any action taken against Adani in spite of all reports and accusations and everything.
Yes, sir.
So in one way, but again, no justice is being done. In the other way, also no justice is being done.
Yes, sir.
And it also doesn't appear to have been done. So we are failing on both counts.
Yes.
Now I'm asking you not as a tax person. I'm asking you your aspiration to become a civil servant in a different category.
Sir, I think
Should
that
the civil services be careful in sending the right messages?
yes, sir, they should be.
They should be.
Yes, sir.
Last question. You have heard about build back better.
Yes, sir.
What is build back better? And what is that we have wrongly built?
Sir, I've heard this term in context of the initiative by USA.
Yeah, build back better. I thought they are the ones who were claiming they have built the best in the world. And now they say build back better. What went wrong?
Sir, I think so. This initiative was there to counter the Chinese project of
Which
BRI.
was Chinese way what? What was Chinese way doing the same thing?
Yes, sir. So
So they build, no, they are talking within the country. Build back better is within the country, in fact. Where they're talking about repairing their roads and bridges, old infrastructure and all that stuff, and bringing in the green development. You see, the international aspect of Build Back Better is very small. But it's largely internal.
sir, I was not aware of this aspect, sir.
You are not aware of that. Inflation Reduction Act, the younger sister or elder sister of Build Back Better. What are they trying to achieve in that?
I'm not sure, sir.
You're not sure. All right, we stop here then. Okay, your own assessment about the interview?
Sir, I think I had considerable knowledge gap, so I had not prepared that much, sir. So I have to work on that, sir.
How much time left to your real interview?
It's on March 22nd,
Lot of
almost a
time.
month.
What plans, what will you do?
Sir, I might take leave for 1 week before that. Otherwise, I am able to find the time to prepare with
Which
my
part
charge.
you think has greater gaps?
Sorry, sir.
Which part has greater gaps in your preparation?
I have not studied international relations at all.
Congratulations, because these questions here also you missed out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, which means basically please pay attention to international relations even though you have opted only one service.
Yes, sir.
But even there, knowledge of international relations is absolutely important because 50% of the national income or GDP is driven by external sector.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sometimes people forget that.
Yes, sir.
That 50% of the GDP in India is driven by external sector.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
all right. Pay attention to that. Any questions?
Sir, any other feedback in
No,
terms of
you're very good. In fact, I would not have really commented at all on that if in the last phase you literally kind of said international relations means shut the book down. Yes,
yes,
very good
sir.
candidate. Excellent.
Yes. Okay, sir.
Absolutely excellent. Yes, pay attention to the current affairs.
Yes, sir.
Understand them.
Yes.
Yes, because these questions are tricky questions, especially on your taxation, in fact.
Yes, sir.
You see, now we are sitting as chair of G20. Now, G20 sends a lot of signals on taxation, in fact, reforms, global taxation reforms. Yes?
Yes, sir.
So, pay attention to that. For example, the BEPS was basically a G20 baby. Yeah. Which
Yes.
then pushed a lot of things internationally.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you will do very well. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank
All
you.
the details.
All the best.